What is up everybody and welcome back, and in this video we have a couple of jobs on. So we start the day at the yard anyway, and as you can see behind me we have lots of logs. That was my weekend's work this weekend, so I'll flip the camera around and show you that. Right guys, so this is how I spent my weekend, with an axe in hand, splitting logs. Well, first went and picked up these pallets that someone was giving away. I made myself a makeshift log store, which is much better than the previous solution, as the previous one, well, it was wet, damp. It weren't really a log store, to be fair. It was all temporary. So this is a bit more of a permanent solution. And from my research, this is one of the best ways to be drying logs. Obviously the fence panel behind it isn't ideal, but there's nothing I can do about that. But the air can whip round all around it and we get a fair bit of wind here. I am starting to accumulate a few logs that I'm going to need a splitter for. I seem to have hit all of them with an axe and nothing seems to happen, so I will need a splitter or a splitting mule of some description to get through them. Right, so guys, we've obviously still got a fair few logs to get through and process. We've got a little bit of a mixed bag here. I couldn't tell ya. I think that's pine, mind you. Some maple maybe, I think, by the looks of it. Yeah, but if you could tell me, that would be... So the logs are something I really want to start investing some more time into. I'm really enjoying doing it. It's really enjoyable and it gives you a good workout, so I really like the balance of work there. So it's something I want to start putting a little bit more time into, guys, because I'm thoroughly enjoying the logs. Going and collecting them, drying them, splitting them. It's a cool adventure, so I'm going to push on with that. Right guys, so obviously the gardening ain't going to go anywhere, but the logs are something I really want to get into. I also think it's going to be a very profitable adventure as well, so we will see. But time will tell. Right guys, I've had a good sort out to start my day off, and now I'm going to go get up to the first job site. So let's go back up to the job where that buddleia was and get all finished up, guys. We need to cut the grass and there's a couple of other bits, but let's go get it done. Right guys, we're at the first job, and well, the first thing we will be doing is weeding that. And we've also got to clear up this bed, get it all looking nice. Grass, put them up right. And then cut the grass and maybe some of these shrubs and a clear up. But I'm really hoping we can get it done within sort of 2 hours, guys, and be in and out. We are on our own again today, no Leon, so that does delay matters, but hopefully Leon will be back again soon. Right then guys, that is that area done. Looking lovely. All back to plain dirt, just as the customer requested. Right, yeah guys, that's this bed stripped right out. I just need to go back for some nitpicky bits now. Remove the ivy and we're getting there. You know, have a little rake and a strim along there. I may quickly try and remove some of that ivy as well for the customer. Oh, I could tickle that bush up as well. I can't remember if I quoted for that, but I might do it if I've got time. I probably won't because I'm on my own. Maybe tickle... Oh, see, this is the thing. I'd do all these things if I... You know, I'd have the time if I was with Leon to, you know, hit that and... Right, guys. So, there's a couple of things that I would want to do that I didn't quote for. Like, trimming that back would have been something that I would have liked to have get done. You know, I always like to do a little extra job for the customer to make the customer feel like they're winning and getting, you know, value for their money. So I'm the person they call back next time. So that being said, I would have given that all a nice cut back, guys. Get it all looking lovely for the customer. But unfortunately, because I'm on my own, I'm going to be time pressed and I don't know if that's going to be able to happen. But we will get all the other jobs done and everything we quoted for all done and looking lovely. Right guys, so here is the finished results. There is the front. Moving on round to the back. That bed is all de-weeded. Patio's blown off. I have offered a jet washing service to this customer as well, guys. But as you can see, we've got some lovely results. I mean, it's a heck of a lot better than it was before. And obviously that buddleia, well, that's had a massively hard pruning. And it is cut right back because it was, well, about 16 foot in the air. I am having an extremely bad hair day today, guys. This is not good. Putting that hat on while my hair was wet this morning was not a good idea. It has messed it up. Anyway, that first job is done. It took us... Oh. Right, guys, that's that first job of the day done. It took us about 2-3 hours. So we're going to make a move on to our second job of the day. Get that all done. This will be the final job. And I'm not even sure if we'll be able to get it all done today, but we're going to give it a go. We are up against the daylight though. Right guys, so in this video I wanted to talk about what it takes to be a gardener and discipline in the UK gardening scene. Well, I guess in the gardening scene in general, because, well, it doesn't really matter where you are in the world, you're up against the same challenges, and it might be slightly different depending on region to region, but, you know, you're going to be up against the same general challenges. But discipline is a very important one, guys, because it's very hard to get yourself out of bed sometimes when it's a bit cold, a bit rainy, a bit frosty, but you got to do it. It's challenging. It's really challenging, but you've got to have the discipline and the willpower and the strength within you to pull yourself through to say, no, I'm going to work today. I've got the jobs to do. I can't let the customers down. Because at the end of the day, guys, that's what makes a good businessman. That's what's going to set, you know, the person that succeeds apart from the person that doesn't succeed. You know, because he shows up. 90% of the battle is showing up. And that's the discipline within the gardening game, you know. So discipline is extremely important, guys. And that is the number one thing you need to be if you want to be a self-employed gardener in the UK. You need to be disciplined. You will get nowhere without no discipline. I truly believe it. So, because it's, because you know what it's like, guys. You wake up. You're rolling in your warm bed, you look out your window, you see the drizzles there, you see it's a bit cold, and you go, do I go to work? And there's that little thought in the back of your head, isn't there? It's like, I could just text the customer and, you know, and you're just like, we've all had it. We've all had that nagging thought in the back of our head. Just have the day off. You deserve it. You know, all these things we tell ourselves, but it's excuses. And I don't do no excuses. Me personally, there is no excuses around here. So, you've got to be disciplined, and there is no excuse that's going to, you know, put you off a day's work. I don't believe it. You know, if it's raining, put a raincoat on. It's not pleasant, but, you know, if it comes to it, that's what you got to do. So obviously discipline is probably extremely important and probably the most important thing to have. You know, the characteristic to have. You need to be disciplined. But you also need to be a physically strong person, guys, because it's not an easy day's graft. It's really not an easy day's graft. You have to be physically strong. So you don't have to just be mentally strong and resilient. You also have to be physically tough and physically resilient, because you're going to be stabbed by thorns. You're going to be, you know, these plants, Mother Nature will put you through your paces. You know, it really will. And if you think you're just going to go in the gardening game, walk behind your mower for a couple of hours, make a bit of money and go home. I wish it was that simple, and I sort of thought it was that simple when I started my business, but that ain't business, guys, is it? It's not the reality of any business. It's not as easy as it seems.
Nice.
So at the end of some days and that, guys, you're going to be extremely exhausted, extremely tired and extremely knackered. And getting up that next day when, you know, you see that cold and rainy and it's a frosted morning, it can be difficult. But that's where the discipline comes in. So that's back to point number one. So our first point was talking about discipline. Our second point was talking about, you know, you have to be a very physically strong person within the gardening game. So moving on to our third point, guys, is you'd need to be able to work alone. Being able to work on your own is also very important, guys. You need to be able to learn to work on your own in the gardening game. There are obviously days where I have Leon, but I'm going to be honest, moving into next year, I'm going to try and do more for myself. I want to be able to cut labour costs as much as I can moving into next year. So if I've got to do a couple of hours of work each day more, then that's what I'm going to do, guys. Because at the end of the day, turnovers for sure and profits for pro, innit, guys? That is as simple as that. Turnover... Take E. Turnovers for show, profits for pros. Right guys, we're at the second job of the day, and as you can see, it's a bit of a leaf clearance and just general tidy up. So we'll be jumping on the backpack blower. well, raking these up first, jumping on the backpack blower, getting all these leaves picked up. But I've just remembered as well, I must run up to the job where we did the pebbles to put another 4 bags down, so I must do that this afternoon. That is also on my to-do list, so we are, well, now going to be working into the dark hours, but that's okay. So, that took us 20 minutes, guys, so that's good going for a 20 minutes worth of work, I do believe. So we've got a little pile round here that we will start to clear and finish off the front. Right, so we're going to sort this trailer out to get these bags all on and in. So we're going to have to go, well, realistically, on with the front of the leaves bag because they're heavier. I want the weight at the front of the load. They weigh nothing. Ah, it's upside down. I've got a bit of angle iron, guys. Who can guess what this is for? It's for an upcoming project. Let me know in the comments if you can take a guess. Take a guess in the comments. But I think the way I'm going to play it, guys, is I'm going to do the front garden here and then go up to the other job and do the pebbles. It's something that I have to get done. I was meant to do it on Saturday, but I couldn't get it done. Bradford's was the supplier I chose for the pebbles, and unfortunately they were shut for a stock check Saturday, so I was going to do it Saturday, so I couldn't do it. So we've had to do it today. We're going to have to squeeze it in. So yeah, we'll get it done for the customer. Right, so shout out to the Mr. Tidy Gardener for teaching me that trick. Anything that saves time is a brilliant tip, and that's fantastic. So shout out to Mr. Tidy Garden. Right guys, I've got my head down for a little bit longer. We basically just got to finally blow the place before we go. We're really not going to be able to get this done even if we wanted to, guys. We're really starting to run out of daylight now, and we haven't even touched the back, so I'm going to have to blow this front. And then I think the most beneficial thing to do would be go and get them pebbles and get them down for the customer, because it don't really matter if it's dark. I can sort of just slice the bags open and drop them down and give them a spread. I can do that with my phone torch, it's not an issue. So we will be doing that, but let's get a final blow done. Oof. Oh, I'm knackered today, but it's been a good one, guys. It's been a good one. I wasn't in a good mood this morning. I was in a very bad mood, which is sort of why I chose today's talking point, because I was really in a bad mood. So that just proves, doesn't it? You can always turn your day around no matter how you're feeling. Right then, guys, we're all done with the front, and that's looking a heck of a lot better. So now we're going to reverse the van out. But is he going to make a mess of it? Let's do it in one take and find out. Alright, so let me set my tripod up, guys. I'm just setting my tripod up. To YouTubers, I recommend one of these. The one with a larger footprint. Right, I'm going to mess it up. Right guys, we're all packed up for that second job. we got all the front garden done, so it is just a case of the back, which is where we will start off tomorrow. So we're going to head up and get some Scottish pebbles now and get them laid for the customer. And we are here, guys. Let's go round to the pebbles. Right then, guys, we managed to get them pebbles down. It was a little bit dark, but we managed to get the pebbles down and the job done. A very successful day in the end, guys. I am extremely happy with how well I did, considering I was on my own. I'm extremely happy. We got a lot done. No Leon, but I didn't let that bother me. I replanned my day and I got smashing and I kept going through it. And to be fair, guys, I'm thinking about going back to a one-man band. It's so much easier. But let's get a discussion going in the comments again, guys. So please leave a comment. Please like, subscribe, and remember, if your garden's looking worse for wear, call Hampshire and Dorset Garden Care. In the next one, guys.